Imagine this: a young man, alone in a cramped, suffocating room, wrestling with a single, terrifying question: is it ever okay to commit a crime for a greater good? His mind spirals, his heart races, and his choices lead to a psychological roller coaster that will leave you questioning everything: morality, guilt, redemption. That's The Power of Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, a book that grabbed me by the soul and hasn't let go since. Hi, I'm Jamil, and today I'm diving deep into why this 19th century Russian novel is one of the most gripping, thought-provoking, and special books you'll ever read. Stick around and you'll see why this masterpiece belongs on your bookshelf, and maybe even for a reread. Let's dive in. So, why is Crime and Punishment so special? It's not just a novel, it's a psychological thriller, a philosophical debate, and a raw exploration of the human condition, all in one. Published in 1866, it follows Rodion Raskolnikov, a broke ex-student in St. Petersburg, who commits a brutal crime and spirals into a battle with his own conscience. But here's the thing. Dostoevsky doesn't just tell a story, he gets inside your head. He makes you feel Raskolnikov's paranoia, his guilt, his desperate need for redemption. This book isn't about judging right or wrong, it's about understanding why we make the choices we do. And trust me, that's what makes it timeless. Whether you are into love, crime, dramas, deep philosophy, or just a great story, this book's got something for you. Let's talk about Rodion Raskolnikov, the heart of this novel. He's not your typical hero or villain. He's painfully human. Raskolnikov's a young guy, poor, isolated, brilliant, but drowning in his own thoughts. He comes up with this wild idea that some people, extraordinary ones, can break moral laws for a greater purpose. It's like a 19th century version of the ends justify the means. So, he decides to test this theory by committing a murder. I won't spoil who or why just yet, but let's just say it goes horribly wrong. What makes Raskolnikov so special is how real he feels. Dostoevsky writes him with such depth you can't help but relate to his inner turmoil. Have you ever done something you thought was right, only to be haunted by it later? That's Raskolnikov's entire journey. His paranoia, his nightmares, his swings between arrogance and despair. They're so vivid, it's like you are living in his head. Dostoevsky was a master at showing the messiness of human emotions, and Raskolnikov is proof. By the end, you're torn. Do you hug him or shake him? That's what makes him unforgettable. Let's dive into the big ideas that make Crime and Punishment more than just a story. This book tackles questions we all wrestle with, even today. First, there is morality. Raskolnikov's crime forces you to ask, is it ever okay to do something wrong for a greater good? He thinks he's above the rules, but the guilt that follows proves he's not. This isn't just 1860s Russia. It's a question we face in politics, ethics, our personal lives. Then there's guilt. Oh man, Dostoevsky nails this. Raskolnikov's guilt isn't just, I feel bad. It's a suffocating psychological weight that changes how he sees the world. You feel it in every page, his sweaty palms, his racing thoughts, his fear of being caught. It's like the ultimate psychological thriller, way before the genre existed. And finally, redemption. Without spoiling too much, I'll say this. The book asks if someone who's done something terrible can find forgiveness, not just from others, but from themselves. Dostoevsky, who actually faced prison and exile, pours his heart into this idea. It's hopeful but not sappy, and it's why this book sticks with you long after you finish it. Another reason Crime and Punishment is so special is its setting. St. Petersburg in the 1860s comes alive in this book. Dostoevsky paints a city that's both beautiful and brutal, grand palaces next to filthy slums, where people are struggling to survive. Raskolnikov's tiny, suffocating apartment mirrors his mind. Claustrophobic, chaotic, the city itself feels like a character, shaping the story's mood. But it's not just the place, it's the people. Dostoevsky fills the book with unforgettable characters. There's Sonia, a young woman forced into a desperate life, who shows Raskolnikov what true strength looks like. There's Porfiry, the cunning detective who plays mind games that'll keep you on edge. Every character, no matter how small, feels real, adding to the story's depth. Dostoevsky was a master at showing the beauty and pain of humanity, and this world is so immersive, you'll feel like you're walking those streets with Raskolnikov. So it's a 150-year-old book. Why should you care today? Because Crime and Punishment is as relevant now as it was then. We live in a world where people still justify bad actions for good reasons. Think ethical dilemmas in tech, politics, or true crime stories we're obsessed with. Raskolnikov's struggle with guilt and morality feels like it could be ripped from a Netflix series. Plus, the psychological depth is unmatched. If you love shows like Breaking Bad or The Undoing, where characters wrestle with their choices, you'll see Raskolnikov in them. Dostoevsky was way ahead of his time, writing about mental health, isolation, and societal pressure in ways that hit home in 2025. And the writing? It's intense, poetic, so gripping, you'll forget you are reading a classic. This isn't stuffy literature, it's a page-turner that'll keep you up at night. So, why is Crime and Punishment so special? It's a book that challenges you, haunts you, and inspires you to think deeply about what it means to be human. Raskolnikov's journey, from crime to guilt to the hope of redemption, is a mirror for our own struggles with right and wrong. Dostoevsky doesn't just tell a story, he makes you feel the weight of every choice. If you haven't read Crime and Punishment, grab a copy. I promise it's worth it. And if you have, let me know in the comments. What did you think of Raskolnikov? Did the book change how you see morality or guilt? Hit the like button if you loved this deep dive and subscribe for more videos about history, philosophy, and books that blow your mind. I'm Jamil and I'll see you in the next one. Maybe another classic or a modern thriller. Until then, keep reading and keep learning.